What is up, ladies and gents? It's your boy Lou Streets back with some more Tekken 8, and I want to give you guys a huge thank you for showing a lot of love to my underrated tips for beginners video. But in this particular segment, we are talking defense. Now, before we get started, if you want to improve your Tekken skill set and want more videos like this to help you, hit that like and subscribe button for me. Let's begin. Now, before we get to focusing on moves and reacting to things, what we need to focus on is the philosophy of Tekken. And what I mean by this is that in Tekken, it's always best to hold back as a defensive option when you don't know what's going on. Now, in most fighting games, you look for a gap in your opponent's pressure to press a button or interrupt. While that philosophy does hold true in Tekken, it's not as straightforward, because in Tekken, if you press a button when you're not supposed to, you can get blown up for a combo. Or more importantly, you could be getting set up for a combo with a plus frame trap and don't even know it. So let's talk about these two things first. While I don't want to get too deep into frame data because this tutorial is more than likely for beginners, what I mean by a plus frame trap is when your opponent does a move that instantly makes them positive and you negative in regards to recovery frames, meaning they can set you up for a follow-up attack. If you don't understand what that means, just take a look at the screen and understand this. So with that jump kick, if you look at the bottom left, I'm +6, and you're gonna see the frame advantage for my opponent is -6. Let's do it one more time. +6 and -6. If you have a hard time understanding this, let me show it to you in colors. So now when I do that same exact move, when I make contact, I'm gonna turn blue, and my opponent is gonna turn red. This indicates me being positive and then being negative. So even if you don't understand frame data, you can understand this concept. Take a look. You see how I just turned blue? That means I'm positive, and you see he's stumbling in recovery. So even if you're new to fighting games and you don't really understand frame data, based on the colors I showed you, you do understand the person that's blue should be on the attack and the person that's in red should be receiving the attack based on this, right? But let me show you something different. Here's the frame trap. So now when I do 1, 2, 3, as you see, I turn red and the opponent turns blue, meaning it should be their turn, right? One more time. 1, 2, 3, I'm red, he's blue. But watch this. I'm gonna have the opponent do a 1, 2 jab when I do that same string, and watch what happens. Did you see what happened? Let's do it one more time. You just saw your first frame trap. So pretty much what a frame trap is, it's me being able to steal my turn back, even though technically it's not my turn, because as you saw, when I did the 1, 2, 3, I was red and he was blue, but somehow I still made a way for me to land an attack. That's a frame trap. Now remember, I also said outside of frame traps, you can get blown up for a combo. So it's a different way to a similar result if you're anxious to press a button on defense. So let's take a look at this. Now I'm going to do my while standing 4 attack. My opponent is gonna block it. I'm gonna turn red, indicating I'm no longer on offense. He's gonna turn blue and attack me, indicating it's his turn to be on offense, right? So let's see it. As you see, I turn red, he turns blue. I turn red, he turns blue. I'm on defense, he's on offense, right? Because he's anxious to press a button. Well, watch this right here. As you see, he just got blown up, even though it was still his turn, because I did an armored attack. So this is why you can't be anxious to press buttons on defense, because you could be getting set up with a frame trap or being blown up with armor, so you need to be more disciplined. Now let's talk about how we do that. Now, as I stated earlier, this is not a frame data video. It's for beginners to get better at defense. However, the point of those two examples was to show that if you press buttons because you're antsy, you're more than likely going to cause the exact scenario you're trying to avoid and get yourself blown up for a big combo, either through a frame trap or through an armored attack. So let's talk about how we get better on defense now that we understand the importance of mentally being disciplined to play it. So now we've accepted that we need to play defense, but it is hard because characters have a lot of options. And the trickiest thing about Tekken when it comes to defense is that a lot of the character startup options look the same until they change, so you get mixed up. And almost every character has this, and if you don't have experience with them, it can feel like a nightmare just trying not to get hit, right? So there's a way that you can set this up and wait for you to learn it, because usually it's some type of giveaway that makes it feel like you've almost cracked the code or found all the pieces to the puzzle, right? So let's talk about how to set this up. So the first thing that you want to do is go into practice mode and set up punishment strings that all look similar with changes so you can start to react to them. So pretty much like if I do down for a 1, you see he'll do 1, 2, 3. However, we're gonna go into our punishment settings and make about 3 to 4 options off of this. So let's see what this looks like. So what you wanna do is you go into practice settings and then we go to opponent actions. We're gonna select block all. And the reason for that is because they'll either respond with a crouching attack or a standing attack based on where we hit them, and we wanna have both options. So you select block all. And then we go down to the next option, which is action after a hit or a block. We're gonna set that to punish. So what that means is that instead of them doing something else, we're gonna set it so they punish, which means they're gonna attack us after they block an attack. The third thing you're gonna do is go into punishment settings. As you see, we have standing attacks up top and we have crouching attacks down bottom. Now what we're gonna do in response with the computer is we're gonna start every attack the same, but put some type of mix in it, and then we have to get used to responding to that. The same thing for the crouching attacks is gonna be while standing forward into a DSS mix, and we're gonna have to react by defending against it and blocking it. So you go into your first standing punishment, select record, hit the button. It's gonna take us to this section. And it says, after blocking, control your opponent and record the punishment technique. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3 first because Law has a bunch of strings to start from 1, 2, and we're gonna move from there. So let's block this first one. 1, 2, 3. So we have that recorded. We select yes, right? Now we go back to the menu and we do a second action based on that same string, but we change it. So like this. We block again. And switch it up. So now we did something different. So we record that, and now we'll do it a third time with that starter just to show something different. So when looking at my list, we have 1, 2 starters, we have back 2, 1 or back 2, 3, which is a high mid or a high low, and then we have our while standing forwards. Now we gotta get used to blocking it. We'll either do DF1 or down forward to make the opponent either stand block or crouch block, then we gotta respond to whatever he does. Also, one note I forgot to mention, make sure you keep the action frequency set to 1, that way you don't know what's coming. So what that means is, when you see crouching punishment 1 through 7, whenever I do a crouching attack and they block it, I don't know what the mix is gonna be, but it's all gonna come out evenly. The same thing with standing punishment. So make sure you have action frequency set to 1. That way you don't know what's coming, so you don't give yourself an unfair advantage. So now here's the fun part, which is also the hard part, but at the same time, since your life isn't on the line, you're not in the match, you should be able to adjust to this pretty comfortably. So we're gonna use DF1 for standing attacks. I don't know what his response is gonna be. Let's try to block it. All right, got the low. All right, same thing. Ah, he went with the back 2, 3. That's the high low, so he got me. So you gotta get used to this. And another thing with this is you don't have to just use your blocking options. You can use your sidestep as well. It's just about testing your reactions and getting you comfortable to recognizing strings that you see all the time. So let's do DF1 again. Ah, he got me with it again. So see, that might be a weakness in my game, reacting to the back 2, 3, but this is kind of how you would train your mind. Let's do some low attacks and see what happens instead. Now the craziest thing about this is I actually made the while standing forward so fast that some of these are gonna punish me before we even get to the mix, but let's just see. All right. Oh, got me with the slide right there. Oh, even though it was on hit. Okay, let's try it again. Wrong button, let's do down 1. You can sidestep. Oh, I tried to duck down, thought the slide was coming. All right, nice sidestep. All right, nice sidestep. And then we still got that one, see? And I can't sidestep that, so it gets tricky, you know what I'm saying? So it's just about training your mind to react to things, and this is just like one taps. Imagine if it's full on strings. Oh, that one got me as I started steps to the side. Full punish. Clip me as I step to the side. Ooh, with the low. So you see what I mean? You kind of see how you can kind of train your mind, but it's not easy. And this is the thing that's really fun about Tekken. Because the truth is, in Tekken, there's really no shortcuts. In most games, you try to interrupt to find a gimmick, but the thing about Tekken is that it's always gonna be challenging. So when you see those ranks, that's why people respect them so much, because you don't really scrub your way through Tekken, you gotta get semi-good. But this is a way to kind of train your mind to see your strings, and as you can see, even with me being in red rank, being fairly skilled, it's still a bit of a challenge for me, and it's gonna be one for you as well, but it's a way to kind of condition your mind to say, okay, okay, I don't need to press buttons. Let me try to see if I can react or find tendencies or sidestep, maybe parry on the low attack. Just different things to give you options so you don't feel overwhelmed on offense, to make you want to just press buttons as a quick solution and get you blown up. So I hope this video helps. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like and subscribe button for me. Of course, make sure to come back. I'll have more Tekken 8 tutorials in the future. So the next time, it's your boy Lou Streets. I am out. Peace. I'm gonna get a fucking trade. Good guess. There we go.